Oh, I love your winter coat. It is so pretty. Look at your baby.
Don't think I'm gonna get away with using this, but
Baby.
let's see. No, I'll be okay without it. Okay.
I don't know how come you do this in the winter. It's your winter coat.
Well, so she can keep warm. Animals, their bodies don't tell them that it's real warm in this house and you don't need that winter coat. Even the doxies.
Well, hi. How are you?
Oh, I'm just totally fine.
Well, the point of the interviews was I thought it would be a nice idea to put together a documentary, video documentary of Grandma, featuring her life from childhood growing up to having kids, and I wanted to encompass interviews with you and your siblings to just get a very well-rounded picture of her life, and move on to make a DVD and pass it out to you guys sometime down the road.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a pretty involved project, but it started out really nice, and I have some help with some other video tech buffs, so I'm just going to ask you some questions. I think the best way to start out is to ask you about your name, where your name Francell came from.
Francell came from my mother. It was my mother's name. Also, it had something to do with either a secretary or somebody in the service when Grandpa was in the service. When Mom was born, actually, they had picked out a different name. And she got killed, and they changed it to Francell.
Oh.
And hers is Francell June, and mine's Francell Arlene. I'm not sure where the Arlene comes from, but I don't think there's any story behind it. I think it just goes with the name.
Yeah. In which order of your siblings were you born?
Ricky is first, I'm second.
So, I haven't really got a clear understanding because I haven't talked to any of the other kids yet, but did you grow up mainly in Grants Pass?
No.
No? Okay.
Oh, heavens no. Heavens no. This I don't remember, but Daddy was stationed in Texas after being in Colorado where they met, and I guess I kind of lived in a little box. Bassinet, actually. Little bassinet, and Mom had a fit because she went to pick me up out of the crib one day and there was a scorpion in bed with me. I don't know if you've ever seen the scorpions in Texas are the real thing. And she thought it was like a big crawdad or something, so she backed it up into a matchbox and closed the lid, not even knowing how dangerous it was. I do not remember this, but I have heard it since I was wee little. And then Dad got out of the service. I guess they went back to Colorado for a while, and then Dad went back to being a jockey and racing. It's kind of a fun story for me because I've put on several events at the Sunnyvale Fairgrounds and training classes and whatnot because it's a pretty big facility. But right there, they used to have the horse races. And Mom told me that they had turned some of the stalls into living quarters for the jockeys and their families. And I guess I lived in a dresser drawer when I was about 1 year old or so at Sunnyvale Fairgrounds.
Wow.
And then I remember about like 2 or 3. And Daddy, of course, was still racing. I remember my 3rd birthday party, and we all got a kick out of this afternoon. They thought that was real dumb, hunting for peanuts. But, gee, I remember when I was a kid, that was a big deal, go hunting for peanuts, you know, because what else are you going to go searching for, you know, when it's like crappy weather outside? And Ricky being sick inside, staring out at me like, so I remember that. I remember playing on the ocean.
Yeah.
I remember meeting, what the hell is her name? Let's see. Mrs. Morton from Morton Salt. Daddy raced horses for her. I
Oh,
was in the,
wow.
I was in the stands, and she bought me an ice cream bar, and I stayed up there with her while Daddy raced her horse.
Wow.
I remember playing on the beach with Red Skelton's boy, Richard, that passed away.
Oh.
Daddy raced horses for Betty Grable, Harry James, Mrs. Morton, not raced but trained,
Oh, right.
occasionally raced.
Wasn't Mickey Rooney involved in?
Oh yeah, he was always around the track.
Mm.
Matter of fact, it was, we saw him all the time. He was always involved with the track. Offset, who was it now? I think it was Johnny Longdon, but I'm not totally positive, and Dad would know better. But when I was little, he'd take me to the track once in a while. He alternated. He'd take Rick, and he'd take me, and he'd take
Oh,
Rick,
yeah.
and take me. And I was down with the horses one day, and I had massive freckles right here, just tons of freckles. And I remember him walking up to me and, you know, asking me if a cow had spit brand on my face.
That's what Mickey said?
Not Mickey, Johnny Longdon.
Oh, Johnny Longdon.
Because Dad was on the truck with Johnny Longdon, Eddie Arcaro, Willie Shoemaker, all those
Yeah.
guys. I've read part of the book about Seabiscuit, and Wad Studley's named in there several times.
Oh.
And Dad used to travel with Seabiscuit. He had his own train car, the horse did. They bedded him down, he just lounged out, snored like hell. And the jocks traveled with him. And Dad traveled with him several times, but I haven't finished the book, but I don't know that Dad's mentioned it in the book at all.
Wow.
But yeah, he was apparently quite the horse. And then, you know what, this of course has happened a lot. I forget, this was in the 30s also. There was a horse called Farlap. And Farlap means most races won. And he was the best horse in the world. And he came from Australia. And the Australians are pretty rugged type of people. They are a little rough around the edges, so to speak. And the stewards at the track, because this horse could not be beaten, started weighting him. And it was like 2 stones and 10, which I think comes out something like 35 dead weight pounds they put on this horse. And none of the other horses still couldn't beat him. And they were afraid he was going to kill him. And when they opened up Caliente, and that's about the time Dad was going down there, they brought Farlap here to run at Caliente for the opening of the Caliente racetrack.
Oh.
And Daddy saw him run that race. And then he was taken to a stable, and the mob killed him, had him killed.
Oh my God.
Because they knew, again, you know, he was a horse that could not be beaten, and they poisoned him.
Oh, wow.
But Dad was there and saw that horse run. He kept telling me, he said, you see this, you go to rent a movie, see Farlap. What's it about? I'm not going to tell you, not going to tell you.
Oh, there was a movie made out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's made me cry. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of horse stories.
Wow. Did you see Seabiscuit? Did you?
No, that's before I was even born.
I mean, did you see the movie?
No, I haven't.
Probably read the book and then maybe see it.
Well, read the book. I don't go to movie theaters.
No?
Last time I went to a movie theater, it was to see Crocodile Dundee.
That was a long time ago.
And before that, it was Gizmo, the
Really?
little, yeah, that.
Any particular reason?
Oh,
why?
not that. The little alien guy, E.T.
Oh, E.T., yeah.
Yeah. And then before that, I think I went to a movie here with Betty.
Oh, really?
I never go to movies.
It's just
I
not your
don't
bag,
like-
huh?
I don't like sitting with a crowd around me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that. Well, when you were growing up with the other kids, did you guys all get along? I mean, eventually there were 6 of you, and I know there's a stagger of ages, but would you say you had more of a rival in the family than others?
Let's see. Well, it was Ricky. I idolized Ricky.
Yeah.
He was just everything. Rocky, he was a fat little chub till he got pneumonia. Then he stayed kind of frail,
Oh.
tiny for a lot of years. Betty, there's enough space between Betty and I that I think Betty and I just never really got along until recent years.
Yeah.
Why, I've got no idea, because she's a wonderful person. Roy, Rocky, I took care of him, played with him as a little child, wasn't able to get close to him. Roy and Susie were so farther distant that really didn't get to know them really well as little kids, because I was up and gone by the time they were, taking care of them. Now, I babysat them when they were tiny. We were really close. I drug them all over Green River. I had one on my hip and the other one in tow because just because I'm babysitting doesn't mean I have to stop playing.
Right.
So we spent a lot of hours on the river.
Yeah.
And of course I took Betty and Rocky, they had to go along too. Oh, there was one day Rocky comes running up to the house. It was so cute. He said, there's this great big huge fish down there. You have to realize Rocky's size is like this. And this fish was this big, And he's got this little flimsy fishing pole that I swear, you can catch a little crappie on it. That's about it. Maybe a cat this size. And he's talking about this thing being a monster, right? So him and I go down there, and sure as hell, it was there. It was a carp, a big gold carp. It was this big. And I said, you're not going to catch it with that. So we're chasing this carp up and down the river, hitting it with sticks, trying to catch it. And we dive at it. And we had it in the shallows. So, and we chased that thing. We brought that thing home. We were covered with blood. Mom's got a picture of that carp and Rocky and I.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was quite a feat.
Oh, geez, I'll have to get a copy of that.
Oh, the Green River. And then Ricky, he used to, after that incident with the carp, he used to go gigging them. And he'd sell them to the Hispanic folks down on the river.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, they loved it. Oh, yeah. And these big old good-sized carp.
What did you say, gigging?
Yeah, have you ever heard of gigging?
No.
It looks like a pitchfork. It's like three-prong type thing, but they're barbed.
Oh.
And they're like a fish hook on the end.
Oh, yeah?
And it's on a spear, and you gig them.
Wow.
He was like the He-Man out there gigging these things, right? And I had begged and begged and begged my mom and dad to let me go frog gigging. There were some folks that camped there every year, and they had kids my age, because this is a big campground that we lived on. And they finally let me go. So we're down there, and you have to go like 10, 11 o'clock at night, when the big old frogs come out, because they get those big old croakers. And we're walking along the river, and we got flashlights, and we're carrying it. Somebody gigged a frog, that sucker screamed. I was home so fast you wouldn't believe it. They squeal. That was it. That was for me. No, I'm not hurting nothing that makes it do that.
Oh, jeez.
I was out of there. Then we used to go up on the hill, and I'm dragging all these kids with me. I got the two babies in tow, and I got Susie and Betty and Rocky, and I got Susie on my hip, Roy in tow. We walk up. It had to be 1.5 miles up the road. Those poor little kids. I'm surprised they even speak to me. And we go way up on top, and we steal watermelons. And this is with Betty and Wad's kids. Oh God, there was Sherry and Pam and Clancy. Not Clancy, yeah. And we'd steal watermelons, and we'd bring them back. And it was so amazing because very seldom we ever make it home. Right? We'd break them on the way and eat them. When we got home, and I think once or twice we got home, and this old man come out there screaming at us. And these are watermelons like this,
You're like, you get them out of the garden or something?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were renegade little shits. We were just...
And 1.5 miles to go with those in hand.
Oh, jeez, yeah. But it was kind of like a contest to see who could make it home carrying that watermelon. And George Studley made it home once, all the way home with the watermelon. The rest of us never did. Yeah. Green River was a kick.
It's a appropriate time of year to ask about like Christmas in the Ford house. Growing up, what was a typical Christmas like for you guys?
You know, I always got a kick out of Mom, because she always made sure everybody had something, and she, I can remember her taking all different sizes of tin cans and either cutting like pictures out of books or whatever and putting little relabeling, so to speak, cutting up little blocks, making and painting them, making colored blocks, the little cans so that they'd all fit inside each other, all different sizes and everything, for the little ones when there wasn't a hell of a lot. It was, yeah, sometimes it was really close as far as money-wise going. I remember one Christmas, I got $2.50 to go buy a pair of shoes.
Huh.
I mean, sometimes in the winters, like in Grants Pass, because Daddy would be out of work, sometimes in the winter. So it was tough. And back then was absolutely no way my dad would, you know, allow to go to another source if a family was in need. You know, he's a very proud man. But
So like when there were times where the money was thin, which was probably more often than not.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of things would, other than Christmas, would they do to?
we went camping a lot. That was something that we always did, which was very inexpensive, other than, you know, the gas to get there. Matter of fact, we started the camping when we lived at Green River. We used to go up to this place called Hidden Ranch, and it belonged to the man that owned the cattle ranch up around the backside of Green River. There was tarantulas up there.
Oh, I've seen pictures of that.
Oh yeah, I can remember my grandfather, finding it the first time he saw one of those tarantulas, he was just totally awestruck. It was so great.
Wow.
But because they were lapidaries, it was really fun to walk down to the stream beds and everything, because they found all kinds of just really neat rocks down in there, and there was the grinding stones from the Indians and everything. Yeah, it was a neat place, spooky place, but it was a neat place. It was a cabin that had like the old wood burning stove and everything in it, you know.
Oh,
And I think
wow.
that was the first camping we ever. Oh, we're on our way up there. My grandmother is not a great passenger, and it's a very windy road. And Dad's being very slow, going, you know, she's, that's it, I can't take this anymore. She got out of that truck and she walked up that road. She walked behind the truck the rest of the way to the cabin. But she had been in a horrendous wreck, like about a week after she got her driver's license. She never drove again. Yeah, she drove for about a week, and that was it. Yeah, it scared the hell out of her.
Oh.
Yeah, but Christmas was always, there was always a tree. There was always, somehow it always worked.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't. It may not have been spectacular, but that doesn't matter. You know, it always worked. Like I said, I remember Mom. I had a doll, and I could always count on every Christmas that doll would have new clothes and a new wig. And I had that doll forever. She had gone through several wigs,
Yeah.
but that was okay, you know. And
That's cool.
I remember Christmases at Grandma and Grandpa's. They always did. They had the tree and then a huge village scene, ski ramps and trains, and it was really, really awesome. That was always fun. I remember about 4th, 5th birthday or Christmas, I got this. There was this little trunk. It was so cute.
Oh, sorry. That's the last distraction I wanted. I'll just turn this off. Oh my gosh. I better answer this.
Is that a cell phone?
It's the type. Hello? Yes. Okay. So, let's see where we were.
We were on Christmas.
We were on Christmas.
Yeah.
And, so, one other thing I was wondering about was with, again, there was eventually 6 kids in the house, but you were probably at a maturity level where the discipline probably wasn't factor when the little kids were growing up, but like how did they discipline all the kids, Grandma and Grandpa?
They were very strenuous with Ricky and I.
Oh yeah?
Well, and it's like, again, back to finish up the Christmas thing, that was tough. It took a lot of years for me to get over, because we were supposed to understand that Christmas was for the little kids. So we pretty much, Christmas weren't that memorable a thing up as more kids came along, because we kind of had to be left out of a lot of it. To the fact that I remember the year that I got a coat for Christmas. It was a black and white checkered coat with a hood, and it was warm because I was always so cold walking to school. Yeah, so. But
It's more out of necessity eventually then.
yeah, Dad was really harsh on Rick and I when we were little. He really was very harsh. He had. And it's when we lived in that little tiny trailer when he was on the track. When Rocky was just a baby. Dad had this stick, a little hole in the end, and it hung on the wall. And I can remember when we did something wrong, it was, come here. Come here now. Come here. And it was such a long walk.
It's another 12-year walk.
to get swatted. Oh yeah, at least I aged so much as a little one with those long walks. It was one time. It was when we were in Clayton, New Mexico, and one of the neighbors caught all of us kids. Well, the reason she caught all of us kids, we were all up in this barn, up in the loft, and she could see the smoke coming out of the loft. And Ricky and all of us, we were all smoking. It was our first little, somebody had a pack of cigarettes, package of Pall Malls to be exact, and up there smoking those damn cigarettes. So Daddy found out when we got home. He said, "That's it, you want to smoke?" He had a bunch of packs of cigarettes sitting right there, and he says, "You two are going to sit here and smoke." Oh, I locked myself in the bathroom, so he made Ricky smoke.
Oh.
He smoked cigarettes until he literally turned green. And Mom can verify the fact that poor kid turned green. I wouldn't come out of the bathroom.
Oh God. Well, how many cigarettes was that?
Oh, it was terrible.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know. Things were tough sometimes. They did their best. I have to admit, as soon as the things weeded out, I was an adult. Definitely Christmases for me and for my children were always really wonderful after that. You know, it's because they could afford it.
Right.
You know, it was tough to afford all of that for so many.
Right.
You know, Dad made good money. It wasn't that Daddy didn't make good money. He made good money. But when you got 8 people to feed, it makes it a little tough.
Spreads thin after a while.
Oh, yeah. Boy, howdy.
Oh, this is a good one. Grandma's always been very creative since, I mean, for all of my life, she's always been very creative. I'm sure it's passed down, I mean, into your childhood.
Oh, yeah.
Did you take any inspiration from that? Did she instill any creativity in you as a child?
Oh, yeah. She always encouraged us to draw, to do crafts, to do all kinds of things. She, you know, always had free reign of the sewing machine or anything else. She helped me to learn to sew, because I made my clothes all the way from like 7th grade on up. Because Mom, you know,
Oh.
I had a little beginner type class, you know, sewing wise, and from then on it was just, you know, Mom helped and taught me how to sew so that I could make my own clothes. She made a lot of my clothes, and I just learned from her making mine, and I would make mine too. And for the other kids, she always made sure at Easter that she tried to, when we were little, dress us all alike.
Oh yeah.
She would make like shirts and dresses that matched, you know.
Yeah.
One year it was gingham, the little checks. They were different colors, but
Oh,
we were
right.
all in gingham. You know, she did a lot of that when we were little. She was a very busy little person. And she didn't, I don't think Mom really, wasn't until after, yeah, it was after, like, Susie was born that Mom ever really went to work. So Mom was always home with us kids.
Mm.
You know, but she always kept us busy. There was always a drawing pad or Crayolas or something around all the time. And I mean, I'd looked at Mom's artwork for years, you know, and I paint, and I'm sure that comes from Mom. It comes from Mom and it comes from Grandma. It's the painting and the crafts and the maybe balance, you could say. You know, you hear so many people, oh, I can't do that. Oh, it's like they don't want to try, you know. She always encouraged us to try, to, you know, be creative.
Yeah.
And I think that all of us are in one way or another, you know, to a certain degree.
Yeah. So how about you have a greater, well, equal if not greater passion for gardening. Can you elaborate on that? Like, where did that come from?
It starts with Mom.
Really?
Yeah. We lived in Green River. The way the backyard was shaped, you know, she couldn't really do a hell of a lot. There was a lot of dirt there. And she created this rock garden. And on our camping trips, we would collect plants, like different types of succulents and different things, and we were planting them on this little hillside in this rock garden that Mom built. We worked on that rock garden for years, and it was really pretty.
Oh.
But it was all stuff that we brought from somewhere that we put in there. I think that probably is where it comes from. You made me think about all this stuff today. It makes me crazy.
It's great to hear this. It's like, I mean, like the time that we spend together is often kind of hustled and bustled. So it's really cool that I'm getting a more in-depth, well-rounded understanding of how the family came together, you know, and how the upbringing was. It's great. And
My mom always had a glass in the window with something stuck in it growing.
yeah,
You know,
to this day.
Same with me. You know, I'm always I snap something off, or I take something with me from somewhere. I mean, it always makes it home with me and ends up in a glass on the windowsill.
Right.
Yeah, and I know that comes from her.
Right.
But I have an outrageous green thumb, I have to admit. I mean, I started out with one. Oh, what do you call those? Broom ladens, the ones that you just water in the center.
Oh yeah.
And they bloom.
Right.
I have 7 now. They're
Wow.
this big.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll all bloom this spring.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I have avocado trees. I have.
And every start that you pulled from Hawaii has managed to stay alive, huh?
Every one of them.
That's amazing.
Every
I've
one of
tried
them.
that.
I mean, and it's funny too, because I carried them home in the pocket of my jacket, you know, and so it's one of they didn't just get beat to hell. But there's 3 different plants that I brought back, and I brought back some moss too, and that's a big joke within my company is my moss. One year when I came to visit Mom, because I had this grape arbor over the back area at the place we had. And so I decided everything in there is going to be like tropical, exotic plants and everything in there. And, you know, Mom's backyard, the grass was full of moss, right? She had a hell of a time with it. So I packed some up with me and took it back with me and took it in those little flat orange crate type things. And
Oh yeah.
I had 5 of them high, layered in newspaper. And I covered this one whole area that's like, oh Jesus, probably about 8 by 8 in moss with all the ferns.
Wow.
And the hostas and everything under there, and a rhodie and a few other plants, exotic plants that I'd gathered from here and there around, and it was gorgeous. And I mentioned it sometime when I was back in Georgia at one of the meetings, and they have just kidded me. Moss? You were growing moss? We have it everywhere. Why would you want to grow moss? And so it's now that every time I send a Christmas card or anything back to Richard Lowe back in corporate, I would send him moss.
In an envelope?
In the envelope, of one kind or another.
That's great.
Yeah, Because they just really, and we had a meeting 2 years ago with our president. And before the meeting ever started, he says, Francell. I said, yeah, what? I said, what'd I do? And he said, nothing. Are you going to explain to me what this deal is about moss? And the whole 45 people were just laying on the floor laughing about this moss.
It got back to him.
Then I took back. Of course, paybacks are a bitch, you know. I also took it with me from that place to my new house. And it started taking over my lawn.
Oh no. It's just
So
a
last
riot
year,
swept
I had
for
to
it.
demoss my lawn.
Oh jeez. And did you transplant anything else besides that? I'm sure you transplanted a lot of stuff, huh?
For
When
when
you
I-
moved into your new house.
When I went to the new house,
Yeah.
4 U-Haul truckloads.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow. Wow.
Because they cheated us on that property, we didn't get it. I mean, they promised it to me for years, and I didn't get it. I took everything out of there that I planted.
Yeah.
I couldn't take any of the big fruit trees. We turned it into a park. It was an 1.5 acre park. It was beautiful.
Wow.
All lawns mowed, taken care of. It was gorgeous, especially around my yard, because I had, just in hostas alone, I think I took 35 hostas to the new place. But we took 3 of the trees. One citrus, I have a little miniature Myers lemon tree, which will never get much bigger than this. It's just
Okay.
really a cute little, almost like a bonsai. But yeah, we took everything.
Wow.
They were going to have a darn thing that belonged to me. Clean that up.
You had a water feature too. Did you transplant stone?
Yeah, we took a lot of the, we couldn't get anything to grow in one part of that backyard. The grass wouldn't grow.
Oh really?
So Dennis decided to put in a pond, so we put in a pond, and we had koi, and so we took our koi with us, and took all the moss rocks and all the really gorgeous crystal rocks. I've got a couple of big rocks that are really huge. They're just blue crystals, just
Oh yeah.
all kinds of neat stuff, and we took all of that with us too, as well, and the patio. We took the patio with us too. Every brick.
Oh really?
Oh
Literally?
yeah, because we had hand laid that. I would haul it
Oh.
every week. I'd bring home as many bricks as my Cadillac could handle weight-wise,
Oh yeah.
and
I remember the cat.
laid that patio. And it was about half the size of this room,
Wow.
around the one side of the pond. We sit out there. We had Moog, who was our fire pot. We'd sit out there with our fire and our koi, and just have cocktails, and it was just
Oh,
really a
that's
neat
nice.
little. It was a neat little niche. We really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Have you replicated that where you are now?
We put in a new pond at the
Mm.
place. Poor guys, our koi, they lived in a 55-gallon tank for 3 months while we were digging the pond.
Oh really?
Yeah, but they're you know,
Wow.
that time they were only about this big, so it wasn't too bad.
Oh.
But then once they got into the nice big pond, they were like this. And I
They
lost them.
stretched.
Yeah.
Oh really?
We had babies too, by the way. We had 2 litters of babies with the koi, and I started noticing my baby's gone, and I asked our neighbor about it. I thought somebody was coming in there netting them and stealing them,
Oh.
and because they were about this length, and it's kind of fun watching them grow from this little hair you can hardly see. 'Cause,
Oh,
yeah, up to that size, and it was an egret. Had gotten in there and was killing them, was eating the babies. It's a great big, huge bird, big gray bird with long legs, looks like a stork.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was, when Ben saw him fly out of there, he said he had a 5-foot wingspan.
Oh my god.
And so I got rid of him because we scared him. Dennis scared him off a couple of times, and he didn't come back. And then last winter, I went out there and there was white scales all over the place, and my white koi was gone. And I was just sick. She was the female. She was so pretty. And I went in the house. I was just about hysterical. And I said, you know what? Something couldn't have carried off a fish that size without leaving. So I started walking the yard and I found scales going around the perimeter and then back, and then I found her. And her head was gone, so I knew that it had been a raccoon. And then the neighbors had seen a mother and 2 babies, and we just saw them again last week.
Oh, this was recent?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
All my snails are gone now. I took the other fish and shipped them over to Sean's. He came and got them.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't put any more in that pond. It was too shallow. That's why everybody could get to them, you know, because it was only about 3 foot deep.
Mm.
It was big, but it was only 3 foot. We couldn't go any deeper because of the roots of an old tree. We cut out, you know, those big dumpsters you had to haul away?
Yeah.
We filled 3 of those with the roots we cut out of that spot where we put the pond from an old tree that had been there.
Oh, God.
And Dennis, he went as far as he could go with a sawzall. He says, I can't go any farther. He was so ticked off. Because the soil's extraordinarily nice there.
Oh.
You know, so he was looking forward to having an easy dig, and it certainly did not turn out that way.
Just happened to be some roots in the way.
Yeah. But they came back in there, and then they got snails this big.
Oh my God, really?
All I had in there was some little goldfish for the turtles we had. But the snails, and they do that every year, they get like this. But all I found was pieces of shell all over. They'd gotten in and walked on the pots where the plants were.
Oh, those little bastards.
And, oh, I know. Just, we're going to put in another one. We're going to leave this one here just for the plants, because I've got some outstanding, what do you call them, water lilies. Every color of the rainbow. It was covered this year with lilies. It was really pretty.
Nice.
But we're going to build another one. It's going to be very deep so that nothing can get to them. It's going to have an edge on them so they can't reach them.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it. And then we're also going to trap the raccoons. That mom is big.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She makes baby look like a dwarf. She's huge. She's this fat.
It's a little scary.
Oh, and they can be vicious. They can be. But, oh well.
Wow. Everything's
an adventure.
Well, I just have a couple more on here. Let's see.
You didn't want any more of my funny stories, huh?
I do, yeah. Yeah. I was like, should I ask her to talk about the egg story? Well, I know it goes without saying our family in today's world is uncommonly closely knit, I would say.
Such a good family.
Yeah, and everybody genuinely cares for each other, and we stay in close contact. How do you think that, in your perception, how did that come to be?
Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad, and a lot of it had to do, you know, as much as Dad moved around and whatever the hell. It's like with Rick and I, we were each other's best friend because by the time we made friends at school, we were gone again, you know. And I think there's been a lot of different friendships within the siblings of my family. It's like little Susie. I took, you know, she was like my baby, taking care of her. Ricky, when he left, that just about destroyed me when he went to college because he had been all my life, all I'd had, you know. Taking care of the little ones, it's not like you have a chance to become their friend or their buddy or anything. They're your responsibility, you know, which sort of kind of wasn't fair to me and wasn't fair to them because we didn't get to be friends until we became adults, you know, which made it tough. But I really honestly think that maybe because of some of the hard times and because we had to pull together in so many different instances that we just were never the ones to go out and do bad stuff, you know. It just wasn't part of where we came from. There's, you know, there's not a renegade in the bunch, you know, and there's an awful lot of people incorporated into this family. And there isn't a single one that you can't be proud of, all the way from the oldest to the youngest. It's just, people ask me about my family, I tell them they're extraordinary people. They're the nicest people you'll ever meet, and there's anybody in my family that isn't. You know, they're just good, kind, decent human beings. And you sure don't always find that
Right.
When I see what my poor aunt has to deal with, it just tears my soul. You know, it really does. So, and a lot of, you know, and as we got older, and our wanting to have these get-togethers, these lapushes, these some of it started out like at Diamond Lake. This is before La Push and whatnot. It was always like the 4th of July was when the family would get together. And again, so it started out with Diamond Lake, and then we would always get together 4th of July. We'd have you know, they first started that thing down there when your mom used to rent that house down there at the fort.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that kind of sort of started it, was everybody gathering for that, because she had such huge accommodations, you know, and it kind of snowballed into what we do now reunion-wise.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. That was a great answer. That was great. That's really, that was my closing question, and it's the same question I'm asking everybody. But is there anything else you'd like to add? It's a really broad question, but
To do with my family?
yeah, just,
Well, you look at each and every one of them. Susie, from 16 pregnant to pull her up to where she is today, she's an extraordinary little soul. Your mother, she should be canonized. She is unbelievable. She's got so much patience, and she's so kind to take care of a lot of things that she does for Mom, Aunt Donna, and everything that she's done for them over the years. Ricky, without a doubt, the most wonderful man I've ever known in my life. He's, I love him. Rocky. He's so cute. I remember when he started kindergarten. He wanted Mom to walk him to school. And it was only like maybe a block and a half away, something like that. And it all came down to he was so little he couldn't open that big door to the school. You know how those big hydraulic doors, how horrendously. And it all came down to that. It wasn't because he was a mama's boy, he just couldn't open that damn door to get into the school. But there again, that's another extraordinary person. To go to Vietnam, to come back injured, to have the unbelievable compassion for others, to go back again as a medic and do more, and come back here. He set up the nursing program at Emmanuel Hospital for men. There was no such thing. And he was told if he gathered up enough guys that wanted to do this, they would rent a house to make it a dorm so that they could they could be nurses.
really.
So there again, that's another extraordinary person. Roy, always real hard to get to know for many, many years, actually until Teresa came along. Come to find out, now, I'm not sure who he told this to, whether it was to me or one of the other kids in the family, but you couldn't get him to show up to family functions, Christmas, holidays, or whatever, and it turned out because he felt out of place because he was so tall. And I know that there's been times in my life, Mom's life, Betty's, Susie's, because we're little, that we felt uncomfortable in certain places because we're so little. That's why I don't like crowds. I don't like going to concerts and stuff like that. All I see is assholes and belly buttons, belt buckles and stuff,
Yeah.
And you can't see that's all you see when you're down here. Sometimes it gets a little smelly down there too. But
Don't want to get lost in all that.
oh no. Yeah. They're all, and then the unbelievable stuff that he does now with that scroll saw, just awesome, absolutely awesome. And the kind of father he is. When he first became a dad, everybody called him They call him Mr. Mom. Such a good dad. The kids had their little paper routes. I mean, even Katie, as little as she was on her little, she would go along on her little tricycle too. I mean, they just, yeah, they're all so extraordinary. And from extraordinary people come extraordinary kids. And we all have kids to be very proud of. You know, Shelley, Rick's kids, my kids, Sean, Sonny, Kim being so talented, Kelly, there's another green thumb, you know, and Kelly's very artistic. You know, we just got the best of all there is, so what more can you say?
That's great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me.
Hey, you don't want any more funny stories, huh?
Oh, we better cut right now.
Oh, I got all these notes on funny stories.
Oh
with
my God,
with my
you have
family.
notes.
Yeah.
We have minutes. Oh, do share. Do share.
Oh, what is wonderful. Well, I did cover the frog gigging. Oh,
Oh, that is great that you did that.
you know what? There's a. Oh, you know what? To do with the little cans in the boxes that Mom would make and all that. She would
Yeah.
also take little boxes like, little boxes that maybe something, makeup or something came in,
Oh,
and she
yeah.
would put Cheerios in, you know, for the kids. She still had a lot of those tin cans and stuff like that tucked away that when Sean came along.
Oh, really?
She still had them.
Oh,
They
wow.
were Susie's toys. Those little tin
Wow.
cans and those little wooden blocks. Oh yeah, yeah, stuff like that. It's always so cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, see what I mean? There's just so much fun, and what is so much fun with this family is sitting back and telling all these stories on
Yeah.
each other. Yeah, it is.
I actually I forgot to ask about a little bit of reflection on your own kids. You know, Sonny and Sean, they're definitely kids to be proud of, and it's unfortunate that me as their cousin, I haven't had as much opportunity to.
Yeah, they're
get
so
to
far
know
away
them.
from you.
Yeah, but the few times, you know, that I have had the opportunity to talk with them and hang out with them, it's always been great. They're always like the life of the party. So much character and so clearly.
I had fun with my
Caring.
kids when they were
Yeah.
growing up. You know, there was trying times, but they've always been good kids, and they both have an extraordinary sense of humor, which is wonderful. They love telling stories on each other and on me. They like spoofing me and spoofing each other. Sean is an extraordinary uncle. Sonny is a fantastic dad. He's tough, but he's got all the love in the world to give. They didn't get along real well as kids. You know, they're absolute normal kids.
Yeah.
I didn't get along well with all my brothers and sisters when we were little, but they're, I'd say, pretty close to each other's best friends now. They play hockey together. You know, Sonny's the team captain. Sean's the one out there with the foul mouth. He's worked so hard at his temper. I have to give him credit. He really has. For the only time that I think Rick and Joyce and I went to watch them play, when they came to see me, Sean gets in a fight right here in the rink, right in front. And of course, he had to come out of there afterwards. He said, "Oh, Mom, I'm so sorry. I didn't want you to see that." It was cute. And my grandkids are to die for. I love them. They're wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're good kids. Christina, she's just a fantastic little stepmom to my granddaughters. Brenda, without saying, is one of the nicest human beings I've ever met. and her family.
I would definitely agree
She
with
has
that.
an extraordinary family also. That they are just wonderful people, the Labruzos. Sean used to, when they were dating, used to call her a whopperkraut.
What's that mean?
Her father's Italian, her mother's German.
Oh.
So he called her a whopperkraut.
Okay, I get that.
And he's very Italian, and she's very German. You know,
Yeah.
she still has a bit of an accent even after all these years.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, but she has a beautiful family too. And we get together. I mean, they're family.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, Andy, his father-in-law, has been his father figure, and thank God for that. He's been very good to Sean, and Sean needed that. The only father figure actually Sean had was Grandpa, and he adored Grandpa. Grandpa was fantastic to my boys. He really was.
Yeah.
Was very good to my boys. I think he tried to make a lot up with my boys that maybe was missing when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's pretty good. He was a
Hmm.
great granddad.
That's great.
Even when he come to visit me when we had the horses, he'd make me work.
Oh, yeah?
He got me up on this horse course. That was back when I had lots of muscles. And he says, "Now this is how the jocks do it." He says, "This is how they're trained. There's no saddle, no nothing. You're bareback. And you have to have your feet up like a jock up at the sides, and you're riding using your feet on that horse bareback."
Oh.
As many horses as I rode every day, I was even sore the next day after that,
Really?
doing that. But I did it. I'd have done it if I'd have died. Yeah. Dad was, oh, God, I remember when Dad scared the living hell out of Mom. That's when they lived right over here in this little house.
Yeah.
I saw him coming, and I recognized the blue jacket, but I didn't recognize the man in that blue jacket. And he went around, he went to the front door, which nobody ever goes, we didn't use that door. And he knocked on that door, and Mom opened that door, and he had this old man's mask on with this gnarly hair. And this poor little woman, she let out the most blood-curdling scream I've ever heard come out of my mother in my life.
I think I've seen that mask.
Yeah.
He cracked that out several years then on, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. He used to drive around town with it on. Scare the hell out of people around. And then he passed it on to Sean.
Oh, really?
Oh, so it was during the fair when I had the horse auction. He's got on my leather fringed jacket, cigarette hanging out of his mouth with this old man's mask on, and we're walking through the cow barns and walking through the crowd area. People are stepping to one side. Because he's little, you know.
Yeah.
And he's kind of hobbling, walking almost like an ape, and oh my God. It was hysterical. Cheryl and I are walking with him and just we're laughing so hard we can't even stand it. It was a crack up. He somehow, when he was in the service, that mask disappeared, and that broke his heart.
Oh.
Because he loved that mask because Daddy gave it to him. Anything Daddy gave to him, he loved.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was pretty funny.
He held on to that for a long time, it sounds like.
Huh?
Sounds like he held on to that for a long time.
Oh yeah. Oh heavens, yeah. Yeah, it was when they unpacked, when they got home, that he couldn't find it.
Mm.
And he could swear that he had it all in with us. So how it got mislaid, or they could have been having a party or something and somebody walked off with it, because it's such a realistic looking old gnarly wart on the nose mask. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I didn't have to tell my chicken story.
We're actually right at the minute. The